So now that you know some of the players, let me show you how the game is played. Sometimes the person you least expect to be in charge of a criminal operation is often hiding in plain sight. Hernando County Clerk Doug Corvat is well liked by people who know him, but what they don't know is that he actually allows Dawn Center to control every aspect of court operations, including how a judge rules in criminal and civil domestic violence cases. And here's how it works. County Clerk Doug Corvat deputizes dozens of Dawn Center advocates who then become paid county employees. The clerk provides the private cell phone numbers of all county and Fifth Circuit judges. Then, the deputized Dawn Center clerks encourage women to lie on petitions for domestic violence injunctions. But hold on. You're probably thinking, no one would ever perjure themselves just to gain an advantage in divorce or child custody cases, right?
And if Biden's domestic violence law passes, women will use this as leverage in divorce cases. Bizarre.
The protective order carries criminal consequences. Accordingly, that's a pretty heavy tool in negotiating a divorce. To do the protective order as part of your case, it gives you more leverage in negotiating settlement. And again, if you're doing a divorce and you can prove up a temporary ex parte protective order, that gives you a lot of leverage if all of a sudden they were having access to the house, the kids, the property, and all of a sudden there's a tax bureau in place. Then all of a sudden you're bringing them to the table a lot faster. You can use to get a protective order, or use as a bargaining chip in your divorce. Bargaining chip in your divorce. Bargaining chip in your divorce.
And if that isn't enough, judges from all 20 Florida judicial circuits admit that the injunction process is seriously flawed. And petitioners often use injunctions to gain an advantage in divorce or child custody disputes. One Florida judge estimates that up to 40% of his cases had no merit at all. Another group suggests 81% of all petitions are either unnecessary or false. Experts say misuse of the injunction process wastes precious resources and hurts true victims of domestic violence. Now, where were we? Oh yeah. After that, the clerks contact judges on their private cell phones to discuss any civil or criminal case, which is a clear violation of Florida's Judicial Code of Conduct. This sinister scheme allows Dawn Center to qualify for grant funding by keeping domestic violence statistics high, and it secures a seat on the bench for any judge who plays along. And let's take a closer look at each judge. Judge Kurt Hitzman used to sit on the Dawn Center Board of Directors until I exposed the conflict to the community. He quickly resigned from the board, but still presides over domestic-related cases. Former Clerk of Court Don Barbie also sat on Dawn Center's board, and he's now a Hernando County judge. Former Hogan Law Firm attorney George Angelitis used to be Dawn Center's attorney and was subsequently appointed as a circuit judge until he recently was voted off the bench. After uncovering this blatant conflict, I thought maybe this is going on around the state. But was I wrong? I contacted the clerks of every county in Florida, and not a single one deputizes civilians. And under no circumstance do they hand out the personal phone numbers of every judge. None of them engage in the same nefarious gender-driven political scheme with a nonprofit like the Fifth Circuit and Hernando County.